Shalom, welcome to Napash and GMS London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kodash. The honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and the honors out there to the brethren on the highways and byways, teaching the truth in all sincerity. Okay, this lesson is going to be, based upon the fact, you can't just pick up these scriptures, man, and expect to understand everything in it. This book of ours is full of dark sayings, which is basically, cryptic sayings, man. And, unless the Lord is dealing with you, man, you're not going to understand certain things that are being said in the scriptures. Okay, it's full of, multiple different things and layers, man. And, you can only understand this if you're part of the Lord's elect. And even on that, there's different levels to that understanding, man. But you can't just simply read it like a novel and expect to understand everything that's going on and have the answers, man. This book is not written like that. It's written in such a way that it's there to mislead people and confuse people that are not meant to get it. Okay, it's meant to be hidden from everybody else, man. That's why not everybody can understand what it is that's written in these scriptures, man. That's the bottom line of that. You know what I mean? And to who the Lord will, he revealeth his secrets unto, man. Okay, so I'm going to open up with this scripture. We'll get different bits of information, components to these scriptures, man. Okay, which makes it difficult to understand. If you don't, of the Lord is chosen and learn, right? This is Proverbs 1 verse 1. It says, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to a young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Okay, dark sayings basically means cryptic. Not easy understood, man. You have to attain unto wise men that have understanding of these sayings to understand. Okay, because these scriptures are full of dark sayings. Okay, full of cryptic speech. Okay, that you just don't have the knowledge of to interpret, to understand. Okay, the Lord gives you that ability to understand these things. Okay, there are wise men that have been set up, that have been given the understanding, and they share that understanding, man. Okay, you're not just going to read that and understand that for yourself. Okay, that's not how things work, man. Okay, and it's the Lord is dealing with you, man. Like I said, this book, these holy scriptures are full of them. Okay, and that is why the majority of people don't understand what this Bible is speaking upon, man. Okay, we'll grab another one. It's Psalm 78 verse 2. I'm going to start from 2. It says, I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. Okay, these things are usually passed down, these sayings. Okay, because there's a big difference in time. Okay, in eras, right? Here in this modern time right now, we have our own sayings and stuff like that we say that, if you was to read it, another person wouldn't be able to just get that. Okay, it's the same from back then. Back then, the ancient times, man, they had their different sayings, man. There are, different parables that they would have spoke. Okay, and if you're not around and it wasn't passed down to you, you're not going to understand that. Okay, these things are being passed on to us through the Spirit. Okay, this is verse 4. So we will not hide them from their children, shewing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and his strength and his wonderful works that he have done. For he established a testimony in Jacob. Okay, this is where you're going to find that wisdom amongst Jacob. Okay, which are you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, you true children of Israel. Okay, that is where the truth resides. It doesn't, the Most High never gave no truth to these other nations. Okay, so they haven't got a hope in hell deciphering these scriptures. Alright, there's appointed a law in Israel, for he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children, not to the whole world, to their own children. Right, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children. Okay, this is an inside thing, man. This is the wisdom and knowledge is transferred within the nation. Alright, so that they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments. Okay, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with God. Okay, and that's where we're at right now. That you got a generation of our people who are stubborn and rebellious and won't receive wisdom. Okay, so this truth is found amongst Israel, but the Lord has already revealed his secrets unto the elect. Okay, but I'm going to get into that in a minute. Okay, what I want to get into right now is different components, different different components that are in the scriptures, right? And in no particular order. You're gonna find idioms in the scriptures, man. Okay. Oh, actually, let me start. Slack, yeah. Who's that? Okay, I just grab this, right, because I looked at cryptic. Okay, and it mentions the word dark here, as in dark sayings. These are things that are not easy to understand, right? This is synonym discussion or cryptic. This is Merriam-Webster, right? It says obscure, dark, vague, enigmatic, cryptic, ambiguous, equivocal, meaning not clearly understandable. Okay, these scriptures are not clearly understandable, man. Okay, because it's meant to be like that. The scripture tells you, man, let their table become a snare. This Bible is set up to trap certain people, man, for their destruction. Okay, and mislead them. Okay, the only people that can't be misled are the Lord's elect. Okay, they ain't going to be deceived, man. The Lord is dealing with them. Okay, so obscure implies a hiding or veiling of meaning through some inadequacy or expression or withholding of full knowledge. Okay, because the Most High said that he put a veil over the peoples, man. Okay, so the Most High is hiding the truth of these scriptures away from them. Okay, and only giving the truth to the Lord's elect. The Lord's doing that. Okay. This is obscure poems. Okay, that's that, them parables and stuff, right? It says dark implies an imperfect or cloudy revelation, often with ominous or sinister suggestions, blah blah blah. Muttered dark hints of revenge, blah blah blah. Right, enigmatic. So cryptic implies a purposely concealed meaning. Okay, there's a bunch of concealed meanings in these scriptures. Okay, and also it says ambiguous applies to language capable of more than one interpretation. Okay, you're gonna find that certain scriptures have more than one meaning. Some are twofold, threefold, fourfold, and so on. Depending on what scripture it is. Okay, you're gonna find that there's deeper levels to an understanding, man. There's a basic level and there's levels, a bit beyond, beyond that. Okay, because sometimes you're just scratching the surface with certain things. Okay. But that was basically it. Okay, on that point. Okay, so we just go here, right? So I've got out here metaphors. So there's metaphors in the scriptures. Right, and it basically means here a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action which it is not literally applicable. Okay, there's some things in the scriptures that are literal. There's some things in the scriptures that are metaphorical, man. Okay, things that are not exactly literal, man. Okay, but the premise is with the subject, right? This is the second thing here. This is a thing regarded as representative or symbolic or something else. Okay, so you're gonna find metaphors in the scriptures, man. You have to understand metaphors. Okay, you mentioned symbolism. We'll get that in a minute. Okay, you got similes, right? This is a figure of speech involving a comparison of one thing with another thing of a different kind, used to make a description more emphatic or vivid. Okay, and use the example, brave as a lion. It says the use of similes as a method of comparison. So you're going to find similes in the scriptures, man. Okay? And you got to be on the level to be able, to decipher and all these things, okay? There's a lot of allegories. Okay, the parables, right? This is a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. Okay? Second part is a symbol. Okay, and the synonyms is parable, analogy, metaphor, symbol, emblem. Okay, because an allegory is like a long version of a metaphor with like a story that that's entailed in it. So you're gonna find allegories in the scriptures. This is all to make it difficult to understand. It's not straight speaking. Okay, which means you got one, you gotta put some time in studying it, man, and two, you gotta have the Spirit of the Lord upon you, man, to reveal the understanding, the secrets. Okay, every average Joe Blow thinks they know the scriptures, man, just because they've read it. That doesn't mean anything. You can read words and letters all day long, it doesn't give you understanding. It's the understanding that's the key thing. You can read a little and understand a lot. It's all about your understanding of the scriptures. You read a lot and understand very little. Okay, so I say it's all about the understanding, and the Most High has to give you that understanding. You don't just gain that yourself. Okay. So here you got symbolisms. Okay, the use of symbols to represent ideas or qualities. Right. Next one says an artistic and poetic movement or style using symbolic images and indirect suggestion to express mystical ideas, emotions and states of mind. Okay, originated late 19th century, France, Belgium, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you got symbolisms contained in the scriptures. Okay, you also got numerology in the scriptures, man. Okay, the hidden meaning behind numbers. Okay, it says here, numerology is any belief in a divine or mystical relationship between a number and one or more coinciding events. Okay, there's numerology in the scriptures to consider, man, for understanding. All these add to understanding if you can receive it. Okay, but we know the Lord has withheld the understanding from the majority of people. Okay, that's why when Yahweh Shai was speaking in parables to the masses, he never broke down those parables to the masses. He in private, he broke down those parables to his disciples. Okay, but he didn't break it down for everybody because it's not for everybody to understand. Okay, this is what do they say? To you it is given, but to them it's not. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, because it's not meant for them. Okay. And like I said, you got idioms in there as well. So a group of words established by using as having a meaning of deducible from those and not the individual words. Okay, and that's where you get them old sayings, man. Okay, if you're not around from that time, you're not going to understand those old sayings. Okay, the scriptures got them in there, and just because you read it, you think it means one thing, but it doesn't mean that. Okay, because you're reading it for face value. You're reading it very literally. Okay, there's some aspects where you can't do that. Okay. This is